The Social Security Trust Fund is in big trouble. The reserve fund that props up Social Security benefits to 61 million people in the U.S., while that fund is expected to run dry in 2033, and that's a full year sooner than was expected. We're going to talk about how that may affect your benefits after this break. Welcome back to Over 50 TV, where we provide essential career and money tips for people over 50. My name is Lou Reyes. Well, the U.S. Treasury released a report at the end of August, and that report said the Social Security Trust Fund, the reserve that props up Social Security, they expect that trust fund will dry up in 2033, and that's a full year sooner than had been expected. And when that happens, Social Security recipients, well, they can expect a 24% reduction in their Social Security payout, and this is obviously going to have a devastating consequence for millions of Americans who have no other retirement benefits. Now, it's also going to create a financial hardship on the millions of retirees who rely on this program for at least half of their monthly income. And it's certainly going to hurt the 20 million people who count on Social Security to keep them out of poverty. Congress and past U.S. presidents, why? They've been keenly aware. They've been keenly aware of this projected shortfall for decades, and they've done virtually nothing to stave off this impending crisis, unless you give them credit for what I consider a half-hearted attempt at solving or addressing this problem back in the early 80s when they increased payroll taxes slightly and they curbed Social Security payouts by raising full retirement from 65 to 67 for folks born after 1960. New economic realities instigated by the pandemic exacerbated this festering problem, which included a substantially reduced number of workers and employers contributing to this already dwindling pool of reserves. The pandemic, it also created a significant wave of early retirements, and it elevated mortality rates. Some solutions that I'm aware of that are being discussed are raising the retirement age, privatizing Social Security, reducing benefits for wealthy retirees, and also instituting a wealth tax. Now, personally, I have little confidence that this crisis would be averted until maybe, just maybe the Social Security program gets closer to falling off the cliff. So why don't I have confidence that this Social Security crisis will be addressed anytime soon? Well, there's three reasons. Number one, most decisions in Washington, as I've observed, are made with an eye on the election cycle and the political winds. A crisis that doesn't immediately affect a politician's re-election prospects, no matter how horrible the consequences, why, that problem is likely to be ignored or just given scant attention. Number two, there's no organized effort to avert this impending catastrophe, at least not as far as I can see. AARP, the one organization that you'd expect to put this problem front and center, is notably absent from the conversation. Despite their claim that their mission is empowering people to choose how they live as they age, it appears to me anyway that their real front and center issue is running television commercials that sell AARP memberships and health insurance. Run spots that address the Social Security problem. That's my challenge to AARP. But this should come as no surprise to anybody who watches or follows AARP, because they've not taken a leadership position in the other central issue that affects people, workers over 50. And that issue is the EEOC's impotence when it comes to enforcing age discrimination laws in the workplace. Yeah, AARP, the almost $1.7 billion nonprofit, has been relatively quiet on two of the biggest issues affecting people that they've pledged to serve. Number three, most people, and this includes many older folks, many people over 50, they think short term. They're not overly concerned with a problem that's on some far distant horizon. It's the same mindset that's reflected in our approach to global warming. For decades, people ignored reams of scientific data that predicted many of the climate problems that we are facing today. And as of late, those problems seem to have accelerated. And if not addressed soon, they just may become irreversible. So the question for older folks, the question for you is this. Are we going to address this impending Social Security Trust Fund crisis now while we can? Or are we going to wait till this crisis is irreversible and your monthly payout and mine is a shadow of what it once was. Well, that's all I got for you today, folks. I just going to give you some food for thought there. I consider this a very, very serious issue. It's something that needs to be addressed for us, for today, and for our children as they age. If you do have any questions, I look forward to reading them, or comments. I look forward to reading them in the description box, and you can easily find that description box underneath this video. Now, there's also a thumbs up button underneath the screen. If you hit that thumbs up button, that lets me know that you enjoyed watching our show. There's also a little button that says subscribe. I'd like you to hit that subscribe button if you are inclined. That lets me know that you are enjoying our show and you'd like to see more of what we have to offer. So that's all I got for you today, folks. I will say what I always say, which is have a great day, everybody.